here we go. Amazing. Okay, awesome, everybody. Welcome. Good to see you. If you haven't met me before, Natalie Cutler-Welsh, aka the Go-To Girl. And today we're going to be talking about essential oils for sleep, mental health, and well-being. Okay, it's a big topic, but I'm really going to actually condense it down to 6 specific oils I think it's actually 7, that I would say would be some actual go-to oils for anything around if you've got sleeping issues or just anxiousness, emotions, overwhelm, anything along those lines. So comment in the chat box if there's anything specific that you want help with today. When I do the video, I won't necessarily say your name or call you out. You can also private message me as well. So again, that'll it won't appear for everyone. It'll just appear for me, and you can ask me questions as well. You can also ask questions later. So today I've got my lovely friend Pitts here with me. We are both leaders in doTERRA, which basically means we have beautiful teams of incredible people that help us to really, what we're doing is trying to raise the resilience, health, and happiness across the country and across the world. So as you guys probably know, doTERRA is in, 80-something countries around the world that we actually ship to, that people can order oils from. And tonight I'm going to be focusing, like I said, on those 6 oils and this little beautiful box behind me. That's what we're going to be talking about. So I'm going to be talking about very quickly about 3 cool things about doTERRA, 3 cool things about oils, and diving in and telling you about these specific ones. So awesome to see you, Arwen. Great to see you as well. So yeah, 3 cool things about doTERRA. So doTERRA means gift of the earth in Latin. And they are a company that has been doing this for a very long time. I've been going with doTERRA for 10 years now, and they are basically probably, I'd say, the top oil company in the world, not only because of the purity of the oils, but the heart of the company, which is actually one of the reasons why I joined. If you guys don't know about me, I studied international development at uni. I did my master's of environmental education. So I'm a big kind of eco geek. I'm really into humanitarian stuff and treating people equal, but not the same. So I love the fact that they were helping with Operation Underground Railroad, which is sex trafficking of children. When I heard about the work they're doing, and it touched my heart. So I was like, I'm in. I love that they pay fair wages and they source the oils from farmers and they treat them right and they pay them on time. And that was really important to me because I wanted to save the world. And it's I can actually positively impact the world from the comfort of my own home and hang out with my kids, which I love. So I love that they create job opportunities for people like me who don't want to go back to work, work. So that's really cool. So yeah, all natural and awesome. The other 3 cool things about oils is made from plants, very safe, very potent. It's 1 drop of oil is equivalent to 25 cups of peppermint tea in terms of the potency and the purity. No side effects, no addictions. So if we think about other things that people might reach for to help with their injuries, ailments, or emotions, a lot of those things have side effects or they are possibly addictive. So I love the fact that oils are none of those things, which is really, really cool. All right, so let's dive in. Comment in the chat box if you have anything specific you want help with, and I'll make sure I address it. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the 3 ways to use oils, but I'll do that using some of the oils I'm going to talk about today. Number 1 on my list is called Lavender Peace. So when I first learned about this oil, it's also called Serenity. So you think about serenity, and what do you think about? You can comment in the chat if you want. Serene, calm. Now this, if you were to smell it, is like a fusion of lavender and ylang ylang and clary sage. So Nikki, I know you know a lot about oils as well. You can probably start imagining what that would smell like. But I used to call it next level lavender, right? That's kind of what I used to refer to it as. It's known as the restful blend. It is just such an incredible oil because it also has vetiver in it. Vetiver is one oil that I will also talk about later, but basically calms a busy, busy mind. Comment in the chat box, just put me, if you find that you have a busy mind, whether that's in the daytime or when you're trying to sleep or at 3 in the morning. So just comment me in the chat box if you feel me on that one, because that's definitely me. So Lavender Peace Serenity was one of my favorite oils when I first started doing doTERRA as a customer, and then of course in my business. So the way that we use oils, one of the ways is aromatically, literally dropping a drop in your hand, rubbing your hands together, breathing like this. So making a mask, but we're not giving ourselves a facial, ladies. We're literally just holding it. So making a mask. I do that. Breathe it in 3 times. And then with the rest of it, the extra, you can just rub it behind your neck, get it into your brainstem, get it into your system. And what you'll notice is in the next few minutes, it actually will help you to just like just calm down. So I use these oils mainly at night, but some people also use them during the day. So don't think, oh, it's just for sleeping, because it's for sleep and stress and overwhelm. And anytime you just want to bring it all down. So that's lavender peace. And jump in, Pitts, if you have a story or something you want to share on any of these oils. I'm going to go to the next oil, which is called Peace on its own. So this one, I'm pretty sure it also has vetiver in it as well. This one, you'll notice, looks a little different. So this one is the pure oil. It doesn't have coconut oil in it. So we can also use it in the diffuser, which I have right here. So the other way to use oils aromatically is to put them in a diffuser, fill it with water till the red marker, plug it in, add 1 drop of oil per hour. So if you're going to put it on for, let's say, 6 hours, so you can do 2, 6, or 10, 6 hours, I would literally do 6 drops of oil. But we kind of go like, how do I want to feel? I want to feel calm and serene, but I also want to feel grounded. So I might do 3 drops lavender peace and 3 drops of one of the grounding oils, which I'll talk about later. So in that way, you can actually blend them, if you know what I mean. You don't just have to put one oil in. Okay, so that's the diffuser, that's aromatic. And the second way we use the oils is topically. So topically basically means rubbing them on your body. And depending what oil you use, I often say go to the source of the problem. If you're using On Guard, which is our protective blend, because you have a sore throat, you would literally rub it on your throat. Well, today, these are predominantly emotional oils that we're going to be talking about. So for the emotions, it's really breathing it in, rubbing it on your neck, or sometimes with the Rolly bottle, which is already diluted with coconut, rolling it straight onto your neck or onto your pulse points, and you're breathing it in, or onto the soles of your bare feet. So those are the main places we would put this collection of oils. Okay, so that's peace oil. This is one that I've given as a gift to many friends that are going through hard times. It's so great because it's grab and go, like it's ready to roll. You just throw it in your bag. You don't have to mix it or blend it or anything like that. I remember when my daughter was, I think she was in like year 6 or something, quite young. And we went on a travel trip to Melbourne with her cheerleading team, and it was night and I got lost. My battery on my phone ran out of battery. Like I got lost with the GPS and I took the kids the wrong way back to the hotel. She got very anxious because there was a guy who was drunk, and like a homeless guy, and he was swearing, and it really triggered a lot of fear in her. So when we came back to New Zealand and she had to go into the city for a field trip for school, it reminded her of being in the city in Melbourne. And I said to her, sweetheart, we're going to put this peace oil in your bag, and so you can just walk with the teacher, and if you need the oil, you can just reach for it, you know, you can just smell it, or you can put it on your wrists, and then you'll be fine. And so the cool thing about that is it gave her a strategy. You know, it gave her a tool, something she could actively do to self-soothe. And that's one of the things I found, you know, over the past years. I think when I started with the oils, Ruby was 9 years old, and now she's almost 17. She's 16. And, you know, just giving the kids, empowering them, and also empowering the hundreds of moms that, you know, Pitts and I together have empowered so many families just by showing them like what the oils are and how to use them. So peace always reminds me of that time in Ruby's life when she just needed something to help her get through that fear. So I guess what I'm saying is it's not just sleep that we're talking about. It can be fear, it can be anxiety, it can be overwhelm, it can be panic attacks. You guys, everyone probably knows somebody who has that happening in their life. So that's how to use them aromatically, how to use them topically on your body. And the third way is to use them as a food additive. All the oils I'm talking about tonight, we're not really doing that. These are really more aromatic and topical oils, but some of our other oils, like the ones in the BOGO box, a lot of them you can use in water, or you can use in your baking and things like that. Every bottle will actually say on it for aromatic and topical use only, which basically means breathing and rubbing it on your body. Don't drink it. So it will say on the bottle, but I'm just letting you guys know there are, because doTERRA is so pure, we do have a lot of oils you can actually cook with or put in your water. Okay, the next one, that leads me super nicely into the next oil, which is vetiver. Vetiver oil, oh my goodness. This oil is so interesting because it's quite a thick oil. Like when you open the bottle and you wait for it to come out, you just wait and you wait and you wait. Whereas we would have had 10 drops of lemon or 20 already. But oh, here it comes. Okay, so you can see it. It's very thick. Now, the vetiver is actually made from the roots of the vetiver plant. So some of the other ones are made from the leaves or the stem or whatever. Well, vetiver is distilled from the roots. And it takes such a long time. I think Pitt's was it 8 months, is that right? To grow to its maximum potency. And I think with the farmers, one of the things that they do is doTERRA says, listen, we will pay you at the 6 months mark because we really want to honor our contract. And we know you have to feed your families, but please leave it in the ground until the 8 months because that's when it's the purest. And I really love that. That's like a beautiful fusion of honoring the plant and what it needs to give the quality that we're so accustomed to, but also honoring the farmer and the families. So I think that's amazing. Anyway, it's on my hand now. It's super thick like honey. And what you would do is rub your hands together. It's so intense, you guys. You breathe it in. Yay, Gabby's coming in. You breathe it in. Oh my gosh, it smells like peanut butter. I think like it's not my favorite, but when it's blended together, like in Serenity or Peace, it's beautiful. Some people love vetiver. They're like, oh my God, it's like not like a sauna, but it's kind of woody and it just makes me think of peanut butter. Some people love it. Some people don't. But what I love is what it does. Okay. And what it does is it slows down the busy mind, whether it's like me, oh, I'm so excited. I could do this. I could do that. I have all these ideas. I can connect these people, like crazy, excited vibes. Or if it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. What was I thinking? Like if your busy mind is like positive busy mind or like aggro busy mind or strung out busy mind, it doesn't matter. It will help to slow your busy mind and slow your thoughts. And that's really what we want. Usually when we want to sleep, but even in the day, if you find that you're just wired, I mean, especially these days with everything that we're navigating, like, you can put the vetiver on the back of your neck, getting it into your system, and also on the soles of your bare feet. Like any oil, if you do not like the smell, you can get it away from your nose. You can put it on the soles of your bare feet. So that's what I'd be recommending, like rubbing it on your feet, then maybe putting some socks on, and then going to bed or walking around the house or whatever you're doing. Gabby, so good that you could join us. I'm just, I'm diving straight in. So we're on to like our 4th oil, but you can learn. Hey, it's good to see you.
What oil are you talking about? Because you just managed to join.
I know. I'm talking about vetiver oil, which is one of the oils that I'm talking about today. They're actually the 6 oils in the box that we call the Bedtime Bliss box. I sometimes call it the Sleep and Stress kit. But yeah, this is the Bedtime Bliss box. And I'm basically just walking through the 6 oils in that particular box, which is pretty cool. So does anyone have any questions so far? Just unmute yourself or comment in the chat box because I've already talked about Lavender Peace, which is Serenity. I've talked about Peace Oil and I've talked about vetiver. Does anyone have any questions so far about that or the 3 ways to use oils? Or a story, like you've used them and you really love them or anything like that?
I love vetiver. It's my first love because I had problems sleeping for 8 years. And so I thought, okay, well, I'm going to try this because it's known for like a horse tranquilizer. So I thought, okay, I want something to knock me, to just put me to sleep straight away. And so I just put in my tea, actually. And it's a little bit bitter, but now my brain, when you do something often enough, your brain actually recognizes it, registered, and create a positive association. And as soon as I smell my tea, I want to go to sleep. My brain tells me it's time to go to sleep. It's so amazing. And I put it on my my big toes as well.
Awesome. That's such a good point, Pitts, around like that trigger effect, but also the evening routine. We talk about incorporating oils into your daily routine, but also having that routine for your bedtime. Like some of you guys will be like, okay, no tech after 10 p.m. or maybe 9 p.m. Or if you're at me, you're like 11 p.m. No tech after a certain time or no drinking after a certain time, or maybe you journal before bed. So whatever your evening routine is, you can just incorporate oils into that routine. And I love that you're basically triggering your mind to be like, oh yeah, it's sleep time because I'm having my vetiver, which is so cool. That's actually, you guys, I had a friend come into town just yesterday and she messaged me. She said, Nat, you always tell people to ask to say what they want, which I do. And she said, I haven't slept. I've been sleeping so bad, 2 hours a night after being rescued from the floods in Napier. And she's like, can you bring me some oils? And she was out at the airport and I literally had 1 hour window before my having to be home for my son to go to skating and all the things. And I was like, yep. And I grabbed an oil blend. I actually grabbed a few. I grabbed Peace Oil because I wanted to take her Adaptive, but I run out. So I quickly gave her the dregs of my Adaptive, which I'm going to talk about Adaptive later, a brand new Peace Oil. And I said to her, listen, roll the Peace, on there, roll the little bit of Adaptive that's left, put them together, da, da, da. She messaged me in the morning. Oh my goodness, Nat, I slept for 6 hours for the first time since the floods, because she literally had been living on 2 hours sleep, and she was in town to do a talk presentation. She's a speaker like me, and she had to be on her game. And it was so cool. By the way, she did some grounding as well. Like, she went bare feet and walked on the grass. She also did some journaling, and she added the oils. So that's just what I'm talking about. It's like now she had an evening routine where she was supporting herself and nurturing herself, which I thought was amazing. But I love the fact that, number one, we've been friends for 6 years. She already was an oil customer of mine. So she already had oils, but she was traveling. She didn't bring them. And she reached out to me, and she knew that I'd be busy and whatever. But I was like, honey, I'm coming. Like, I drove half an hour, dropped them off at reception, didn't even see her. She wasn't even out of the plane yet, and drove back home. And it was awesome. She said she didn't have time to see me anyway. And she said, honestly, I don't even want to go into the story because I just need to focus on what I'm doing. So that was pretty amazing. It was pretty powerful, but it just reminded me, like, that's what I do. I love giving people, the support tools, the oils to support themselves and their family. And the fact that she asked for my help, I was so happy. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so I'm going to move on to the next oil, which is the next oil in the box. I think we only have two more, Balance and Cedarwood. Okay, let's do those. So actually, Balance and Cedarwood are in the BOGO box that's on special at the moment, but it's mainly citrus oils plus these guys, which I can tell you guys about. But basically, let's chat about Balance. Balance is the grounding blend. Now, I sometimes call this the shouty mom blend. So what I mean by that is, if you ever get a little bit like shouty, like with your kids, you're like, oh, like, or whatever, it's like, okay, I'm going to reach for the Balance. So Balance will help you to be balanced. It is like smelling. So when you smell it, it's like a walk through the pine forest. That's how I would describe it. So it's from the pines, from the woods. Anything from the wood is grounding and helping us to be grounded and present and centered. Balance is an oil that I started rubbing on the soles of my feet as part of my morning routine, because I found that I would get up and I would rush and I would help make the school lunches, and it would be all about the kids and never about me. Can anyone else relate? So for me, adding oils to my routine was like kind of forced me to like self-care. It forced me to be like, okay, Nat, before you dash out and be like, all the things to all the people, let's focus on yourself. Let's get grounded. So drop or two in the hand, breathe it in on the neck, on the soles of the bare feet, socks on, good to go. And by my bed so that I could grab it. So you got to make it easy for yourself. Don't have them like downstairs or in the lounge. I have the bed oils by the bed. I have the cooking oils in the kitchen. I have oils, in the bathroom and everything. Amazing. Shouty blend. Yes. Okay. Thank you. Blend. I can't even read. I used to be able to read the bottles. I can't read them anymore. It's a blend of spruce, hoe wood, frankincense, lots of those tree oils. So it's amazing. You can put it in the diffuser, like I said, or you can use it topically on your body. So that is Balance oil. So amazing. The next one is called cedarwood. So cedarwood, if I was to describe the smell, I would say it smells like wood chips, like in a good way. So I grew up in Canada, and we had like hamsters as pets, and they're so cute. They don't have them in New Zealand, but and we always used to put like wood chips in their cage, and it just like reminds me of my hamsters, which is really cute. Anyway, it really does smell like wood chips, which is, it's actually quite a fine smell. But here's the cool thing about, one other cool thing about oils is they're so versatile. Like when I do a one-on-one consult with someone, right, I'll be like, what are your 3 wellness priorities? What are your 3 wellness concerns? And you guys can type them in the chat box if you want to. And they might be like, oh, well, I've got I get migraines, and, I've got a really sore knee from all the sports, and I have period pain, or whatever they say. And I write down, boom, 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 which oils can help with those things. And then I go, okay, let's do a head to toe. Now, what else is going on for you? And we literally go down their whole body, and I list off like a whole bunch of things. I'm like nits, dandruff, ulcers, like grinding of your teeth, thyroid, history of breast cancer, and I go down their whole body. Like I don't touch them, but I'm just going like this, and I'm reeling off all these things, and they make a list. And then I'm like, okay, well, guess what? Let's say they had 12 things on their list. They probably only need 6 oils, because there's like a lot of overlap. So cedarwood, for example, is known as, it doesn't say, but it's a very grounding oil as well. And I would say I would use it for being centered and present and grounded. But guess what? It's also amazing for fine lines. Like you can use it, Nikki, I know you have a skincare range yourself in your business. You can use it in your skincare morning routine or evening routine. You can add it to your moisturizer. I always add my oils on the back of my hand for some reason. And then I would add moisturizer, and then I would like put it on my face, just like frankincense and copaiba, also good for the skin. So a lot of those wood oils are really good for the skin. The florals are good for clarity, and the woods are really good for like elasticity, like the collagen factor, the youth factor. So that's pretty cool. So I guess my point with that is the versatility of the oils, and how sometimes you can have one oil that will help you with like multiple things. So if you have a bunch of people in your family, it's like you might only, need 6 or 7 oils to help them with the sore knee, the depression, the whatever, because there's a lot of overlap. So that's pretty cool. Anyone have any comments or questions about balance oil or cedarwood, or any stories that you've got from your own use?
So with the, can you hear?
Yeah.
So with the vetiver and the cedarwood, are they straight vetiver and straight cedarwood?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even, they're not blends. Thank you, Nikki. So some of the oils I'm showing you guys tonight are blends, like lavender peace. Like I said, it's got ylang ylang and vetiver and this and that. So a few of them are blends, like balance is also a blend, but no, you're right. Cedarwood and vetiver, they just are what they are. So we call those single oils. And we call the other ones blends. Like they're all pure, if you know what I mean. They're all, tested 3 ways by third-party testing, and they're like, pure, because some other companies will be like, our oils are natural and pure, but not so much. So but these ones are the single oils. Pits, you're mentioning about pet care and fleas. Do you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, so a lot of you who have dogs, you probably are familiar with flea repellents and stuff. And usually you go to the vets, and the vets will give you tablets or some drops. But it's very toxic to dogs. And it's turn out it's 50,000 times more than recommended by environmental working group. So the best thing to do, I do for my dog as well, is cedarwood and lemongrass, which is in our BOGO deal. So a drop each, and then you put so we talk about 1 to 2%. So maybe 2 drops, and add 100 drops of carrier oil. So I usually just put a little bit of carrier oils, but lots of water. And then I spray my dog. Yeah, you can spray on your dog before you take your dog out for a walk, or you can just put oil and carrier oil and just put on the collar of your pet.
I love that. And for those of you that do have dogs, like I know Nikki's got 2, there's a whole truckload of recipes and things that blends and things you can make up for anxious dogs, or like if they're peeing somewhere, like there's all sorts of things you can do, which is pretty awesome. Amazing. So yeah, my friend Allie had to go, so I was just messaging her, so the other thing I wanted to mention, does anyone else have sleep problems? Because I wanted to mention that sometimes sleep, it's like, maybe you've got like a digestive stuff and your tummy is so busy that you can't sleep. Well, then we need digestive oil. You know what I mean? These oils won't help. So sometimes it's like really diving in to like sleep. But what do you mean? Are you angry at your boss? Because you need oils for anger. Is it your tummy that's twirling and swirling? Because you need the digestive oil. So really think about your own sleep and think about what it is. For me, it's definitely the busy brain. Coralie, sorry, hun, you asked me a question. Why do we rub it on the back of our neck? Is that what you wanted to know? I think, who was it? Yeah, Coralie, are you there? She had a question. Back of your neck to get it into I call it your brain stem. So basically to get it into your system, and Pitts, you might be able to explain better, but if it's a throat thing or a respiratory thing, we're going to rub it here. If it's a tummy thing, we're going to rub it on the tummy. If it's a shoulder thing, right? You get the point. But if we putting it here on the back of the neck is a way to get it into your into your head. There's another oil I'm going to talk about in a minute, and we actually like put it on our thumb and put it on the soft palate. So that's the other way, but you wouldn't do that with all the oils. So that's why we say the back of the neck is the best place to put them, to get them into your system. Also the soles of the feet. is another great place. It's close to the, oh, there we go.
Can I share something about the balance one?
Yeah. Yes, you can, birthday girl.
I normally use that one because I got that one. I normally put it in a diffuser for when I have my clients, when I do the healings, because normally what people need is grounding mostly, and I need to do that too so that I can help them. And it's very relaxing. It's like, it's amazing. So I'd like to say that, yeah, it is a very relaxing oil. Yeah.
Well, you know how I said it's like a walk through the pine forest? Well, you guys have probably heard of forest bathing. So when we talk about how do we ground ourselves, well, we can literally, like I do, take off my socks with intention every day, go and water the veggie garden or pick grass for my guinea pigs, but I'll take my socks off so that my feet are on the grass. And or even lying on the grass, going outside and lying your body on the ground. So grounding like that. But I think of oils as bringing the nature in, bringing the nature into your home, which is amazing, and then into your body via the ways I mentioned. But forest bathing, which is really huge in Japan, where you literally go into the forest and you spend time with the trees. So balance oil makes me think of, it's a way to do kind of forest bathing, within your own environment. Yes, the shouty blend. Gotta love it. Okay, so that, you guys, what I've just done, including the fractionated coconut oil, which comes in this box that I mentioned, that's what you would use to dilute the oils. And we always kind of double dilute, which means extra oil, if we're putting oils on children because they're smaller, or elderly people because their skin is thinner. Right? So we kind of do like 1 or 2 drops of, let's say, cedarwood oil. I use cedarwood, by the way, on my kids' feet. If they're a bit fungal or yuck, I'll do a little foot bath, or I'll put cedarwood on their feet, not just for therapeutic and emotions, but also just for the physical, the health of the foot as well. So that's, and also, by the way, cedarwood, antiseptic. So if someone's got cuts or scrapes that are getting infected and inflamed, you put cedarwood on there, it won't sting. But straight away, it'll be like, oh, their cut is not raw and red and horrible and inflamed. It's actually healing now, which is amazing. So cedarwood, again, another example of the versatility of the oils once you have them in your collection. So what I've done, you guys, is I've basically walked us through the 5 oils in the kit. The 6th one is the coconut oil, which is basically just something you want to have to make the oils last much longer, to help your body absorb them as well. And then the 2 bonus oils that I wanted to talk about today, they're not in the box, but you can always add them yourself, is Adaptive and Copaiba. I love these oils so much. They're very similar and yet very different. So let me explain. If someone said to me, Nat, my friend is so stressed, she just wants one oil, what do you recommend? I would probably be Adaptive or Copaiba, and here's how I help decide. Adaptive is pretty much emotional, meaning it's the tranquil blend. It'll just help you ride the waves of life. It helps you adapt to the ups and downs. It helps to adapt to changing circumstances. So let's say someone just lost their job, or let's say someone's marriage broke up, or let's say that someone's just not sure, they're just so anxious because they don't know what's going on in the state of the world. That's pretty much everybody. It's okay, adaptive.
That's why it's sold out, honey.
That we're sold out. Sorry, guys, we're sold out. Okay, in the diffuser, or topically, aromatically, rub it on the neck, soles of the feet in the diffuser. That's how you would basically use it. It also, by the way, comes as a rollie. It also, by the way, comes as a soft gel. So if you've got someone that's listen, all my friends are on antidepressants, like a teenager, all my friends are on antidepressants. I don't really want to, I want to pop a pill. I don't want to roll some smelly oil. Okay, well, we get them the soft gels. Do you know what I mean? Because it's tranquil blend, but purely emotional. Copaiba from Brazil, in the first month when it came out, they sold more of this than they thought they would sell in, they sold more in 1 month than they thought they would sell in 1 year. So it really took off. Why? Because it's our version of the cannabis oil. That's why. But it doesn't have the THC, so it doesn't make you hazy and daisy. It just helps to chill. So I call it the chill out oil. Here's where it's different. It's not just the emotional side of you're calm, you're relaxed, it's good for stress, it's good for sleep. It also is really good for your skincare. It helps with it's got the collagen effect like that. It also is really good for body benefits. For example, if anyone has nerve pain, in fact, there was a woman who had a stroke. Her hand was literally like this. She topically used the oils for about 2 weeks and noticed slowly that her hand actually started to like relax, because when you've had a stroke, everything's tight and cramped. Also, someone else, facial paralysis. What's that called? What's that called?
Oh,
That's that condition. It's a side effect condition.
yeah,
Anyway,
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember. Bell's palsy.
Yes.
So again, somebody else, Bell's palsy, and so look, everything's tight, and and so what this does is it relaxes everything. So you can use it topically to relax. Also, the reason I used it a few years ago, my daughter was a cheerleader. She got a head injury. So head injury, brain injury, you want to calm the brain, because when your brain is swelling, it's very dangerous. Remember, I don't know if you guys had kids with head injuries. They shouldn't go to school. They can't watch the screen. They can't watch TV. It's intense. They get exhausted. So here's what we did. We gave her the soft gels, but we also got her to do this. Now it's on my thumb. And now I'm going to put it on the soft palate on the roof of my mouth, going straight to my brain. So calming your brain. You can do that just to have a sweet night of sleeping. Too bad my friend left, because this would be a good one for her. But calming the brain, it tastes like wood. Like it literally tastes like you're eating wood. Like it's not lovely, but the effect is really, really good. Yes, I can also roll it, like I said, on the back of my neck. But when you do it like that, you're going to get more bang for your buck. It's more intensive. It's more impactful. Or you can take the soft gel. So the difference, do you guys see the difference? This one is like purely more emotional and smells lovely. You do not drink it. You do not put it on the roof of your mouth. This one has so many more body benefits as well. Like if someone had a sore knee or like nerve pain from a back injury or whatever. So this has multi benefits, but I would say have them both. But if someone tries to decide, it's like, do they have any body issues going on? Not really. Okay, well, let's just get them this because it smells nicer. Okay. It tastes really mild to you. Does it taste like wood though? Oh, wow. All right, we're going to have to do the
I don't know. I just like nothing. It tastes nothing, and I love it. When I wake up in the middle of the night and I can't get myself to sleep, copaiba goes under my tongue all the time.
I would say it's a great one, like the others, to have by your bedside. So I literally, I don't know if you guys can see, have a whole bunch of oils just beside my bed that I can reach for. And sometimes in the night, I don't even turn the light on. Like I literally just quietly try to grab one and I smell it and I know, oh yeah, that's vetiver. Oh my gosh. And then I can put it on like in the night without putting the light on. So you guys that might have seen my photos from the retreat, Pitts is my co-host. That was her beautiful home and her incredible cooking. So keep that in mind for the next one, if you want to come along. Okay, you guys, I have literally rocked through pretty quickly, as promised, my 7 oils for sleep, mental health, and well-being. And now I'm just going to wrap up by sharing with you guys 3 ways to get the oils, to order the oils. I know some of you already have them. Comment in the chat box if you already have them, but the 3 ways to get oils, and then and take any questions. So 3 ways to get oils. One way is retail. So you would just buy at retail, which I always say pretty much nobody does, because why would you pay 25% more? In saying that, if someone owned a fitness gym or a spa or a beauty salon, that would make sense for them to sell retail. They would buy them at wholesale price and they would sell them at retail price. But for you guys that are wanting to purchase, I would say you don't want to buy retail, because why pay 25% more? The best way to get them is either the wholesale price, which, by the way, if you get the Bedtime Bliss box or any of our starter packs, you get your doTERRA account for free. So that's a $40 value. It lasts for 12 months. So you have 12 months of the wholesale prices, which is 25% off the retail price. And then you can just buy regularly or like monthly or just randomly. And you can always going to get those wholesale prices. The third way, and probably the smartest way, if you have like a long list of oils that you know that you want to get, or a long list of injuries, ailments, emotions, or you want to detox your home and swap out all the crap and get like natural stuff, then probably doing the subscription, which is our loyalty program, is the best option, where you buy 1 or 2 things every month. You get points. You get to buy free oils with your points over time, which is pretty awesome. Yes. Oh, is the cleaning spray still on this month? Amazing. Okay. So also, if you guys get started with, I think it's a 100-point order, then you get free shipping. So you're saving $40, you're saving $10 on the shipping. And you get the free, which I don't have with me. I don't know if you've got one, Pitts, but I'm obsessed. You guys don't know that I'm not really big into cleaning, but when this product came out, I was like I was like, what needs cleaning? I just got crazy because it's lemon, myrtle, like lemon eucalyptus, cinnamon, and tea tree. I think so. It's just the most incredible blend. I mean, Nikki, you can probably imagine that. It's just like unbelievable, amazing blend that just makes me want to clean like all the benches and all the mirrors and all the things all the time. So that's, and I don't know how much it is, let's say 20-ish or more. That's also a value that you get if you order this month, which is pretty awesome. So how to get started is just get in touch with the person who invited you, which is either Pitts or myself, or maybe some other person sent you along, which is cool. Get back in touch with that person. They will give you their unique doTERRA link, or they'll just say to you, what's your address? What do you want? And they'll put the order through for you. And similarly, if you ever want to send anyone along to our classes, you know, we're more than happy to help educate. We're totally like obsessed with oils. We know like way too much about them. We're happy to talk about them. We're going to be running an in-person class fortnightly in Mount Eden, and next week it's going to be on detoxing your home, which will be pretty cool. And then also I'm probably going to do a Zoom class on the opposite week, so you can always come along and we'll do different topics. Does anyone have any questions from what we've discussed today, or anything that I didn't cover that you're like still want to ask about? You're most welcome to ask. Okay, amazing. So I'm just going to share with you guys the 3 types of people that come to our classes. And this is going to answer a question that was just asked about how do you order. There's 3 types of people that come to our classes, you guys. So one is someone that's like just a customer. They're like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I just want to get the oils and use them for myself and my family. So we would just call them a customer. The second type of person is someone that's sitting here going, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I want to use them for myself and my family, but oh my gosh, my cousin, she would totally benefit. Oh my goodness, my friend down the road, you know, and you start popping with these people that you think, oh my God, they would benefit. And so we call those people sharers because they get oils for themselves. They can't help themselves. They end up telling people about them, or the cleaning spray, or the oil for migraines, or whatever it might be. And maybe they'll host a class like once every few months. Maybe I'll teach a class for some of their friends on Zoom or at a cafe or at their house. So they just want to share, and they end up, you know, getting some free oils as kind of a thank you and that kind of thing. The third type of person is someone that wants to like actually have a positive impact and share with people, but also bring some dollars home. So they want to like have impact, but they also want to have some income. So that's perfect for someone that might want to like have a side business or add doTERRA to what they're already doing in their business or their job. And so we call those just like, you know, you would just be like, you know, we want to do it as a kind of a business. Usually what I say, and I'm happy to do it tonight, is if you're curious to learn about a little bit about the business side of things, I would say the easiest thing is just to stick around tonight. Because I'm almost about to wrap up. We're going to just do like 10 minutes on a kind of a business overview and what that would look like. And you can ask questions like, well, how much could I earn, and how long would it take, and what do I have to do, and how many hours would it take? So we're going to cover that. So if you want to stick around after this educational class, then I'm just going to do a little business overview. When you do become a customer, you get this little info pack here, and it has information in it, like 3 brochures. One says live, and that's for people that just want to live the doTERRA lifestyle, like the customers. And it's got all the products and prices, and it's just like, it's gorgeous and informative, and it has all the things you need to know. The next brochure is called share. So that's for the sharers that I just mentioned. And they're kind of like, well, what does he mean by hosting a class? And how many people do I need to have to come? Or how does it work? And we'd be like, well, first you need to like invite your friends or your family members that you think would genuinely be interested, et cetera, et cetera. So that kind of gives you a bit more info. And the other brochure says build, and that's for people that want to like build a bit of a pipeline or build a little bit of a business, earn some income. And it tells you a little bit more about doTERRA. It even shows you the potential, like the commission overview, and a few things, you know, depending on what your goal is, like, do you want to pay for your product? Do you want to get extra income? Do you want to replace your income? And it just asks you some questions like that. So everyone that's just a customer still gets that little bundle with that information, because you never know. Sometimes people go, oh, I'm just a customer, and they end up, you know, getting a little more curious. So that's cool. By the way, in this pack, this is Secret Squirrel. There's these stickers in the back that a lot of people don't notice. And that's what you put on the top of your bottles so that you don't have to keep, you know, looking. You can just see them from above and see what they are. When you store your oils, you guys, you want to store them in a like dark-ish place away from direct sunlight. So we don't put them on our windowsill, because they're just not going to last as long and they're going to get a little bit like damaged by the sun. So we want to put them in a box, or they're here by my bed, but they don't have the sun shining right on them. So there you go. I hope that's helpful. I'm going to stop the recording, and then I'm going to take a few more extra questions. So if you guys did want to get started, just get back to the person who invited you. They will send their unique link, or they'll just ask you like address, what do you want to order, credit card details. And it takes 2 or 3 days for the oils to come to your door. If you're thinking of people around the world that could benefit, we ship, like I said, I think it was 84 countries that Pitt said. So you definitely can help other people around the world get oils as well. All right, guys, thanks for listening. I'm just going to stop this recording, but don't go away. I'll be right back.